Canelo Alvarez and Jerome Boots Ennis in camp together. This news got Crawford fans panicking and Canelo fans feeling very, very optimistic. I'm going to give my opinion on this and up the boxing news on the next quick jab off the Parry. Let's get to it.
I know you won't swing, but this is the Parry.
This is the Parry.
Hook getting uppercut is getting scary.
It's getting scary.
Treasure the truth or risk getting buried.
Risk getting
I'm
killed.
on a mission, you hear me? Yeah, this is the Parry.
This is
They
the
got
Parry.
the green light if we say go.
Go.
Young Tyson, wake him up with the BK flow.
You know.
Loading up late rounds, this is TKO.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.
Peace. Welcome to another quick jab off the Parry. I'm your host, Pomani UFG. You know what it is. This is the Parry where we don't pull or duck no punches. Just want to remind everybody to please go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And also follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, what they call X. At the Parry 101 and on TikTok at the .parry.101. You know what TI is. Yeah, man. So apparently Jerome Boots Ennis and Canelo Alvarez have joined forces. Crawford has been keeping a lot of things silent. What's going on in his camp? They see some photos of him and Shakur Stevenson getting some rounds in. But Canelo and Boots has got the boxing social media world in a frenzy. Anybody who was kind of maybe leaning one way in the fight now seem to be pivoting because of this news. Mainly because Boots and Crawford are both what they call switch hitters, pause. Being able the ability to switch stances, go from orthodox to southpaw. Yeah, I get all that. But in my opinion, they're still two different fighters. I don't know if Boots prepares you for Crawford. I guess that's probably the closest you could get in regards to just somebody who changed the stances. But even the way they change the stances, in my opinion, is done differently. Their styles of fighting is differently. Their athletic capabilities they're both athletic, but in different ways. So I don't see or understand why this has got the social media sphere up in the frenzy. Some people are saying that it seems like Canelo is preparing maybe for Crawford better than Crawford can prepare for Canelo. I will say I'm still picking Crawford to win this fight based off of reasons I already gave, but I just think he got the better skill set, and I think he's a special fighter. I believe that Crawford just got something in him that is different. He got a different gear when it comes to these bigger fights, and we've seen it particularly with Errol Spence. A lot of people saying Errol Spence might have been too big for him, and being that he was moving up to 147, that Errol Spence being the naturally bigger man. People thought that Errol would do something to him. We all see how that turned out into a back alley mugging. Now, I'm not saying I think Crawford is going to do what he did to Spence to Canelo, but I still think they're on two different levels as far as skill is concerned. They both got great skill sets. They're different kind of fighters, but I just think that Crawford just got a little bit extra in the tool shed. But on a side note, in regards to just Boots in his training with Canelo, like there's this thing where people are now, looking at Boots Ennis like he's breaking code. We know that boxing is highly, it's a sport that is pretty much predicated off race and nationality, for the most part. Not for everybody, not for every boxing fan, but people tend to root for the people who look like them or come from the places where they come from. So it conjures up a lot of nationalistic fervor and and energy when it comes to a lot of these fights. Like example, like Mexico versus Puerto Rico. you'll see the crowd full of Mexican and Puerto Rican fans, and everybody's rooting and pulling for their guy. Um, I've seen Boots being called a sellout, coon, and being off cold, and I can understand that from the perspective of just the nationalistic, racial element that is just natural when it comes to boxing. However, they also they do have a history as far as their family is concerned. I believe Jerron Ennis' older brother, his name's escapes me right now. His older brother helped Canelo spar for some fights in the past, so there is a link between Ennis and or yeah, the Ennises and Canelo. And also, Boots is kind of an adversary of Crawford. There's no loyalty from Ennis to Crawford, nor should there be. I think he feels like he deserved a fight against Bud that he didn't get, and probably won't ever get, especially after this fight. Um, but I think the criticism of Boots Ennis is a little bit. It's kind of crossing the line a little bit. I mean, I get it. I get it. And people may bomb me in the comment section after this, but I get it. But at the end of the day, they both got fights coming up. Uh, Boots Ennis will be fighting Uisma. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. Uisma Lima on October 11th in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. But what do you want the man to do? You know what I'm saying? On top of that, he's preparing for his fight, and he's giving Canelo some good work. Now, I will say there's some photos or some theories being floated around. Not theories, excuse me. Some conspiracy theories. People putting a tinfoil hat on. Canelo apparently has some bruising around the eye, and they saying that is maybe coming from Boots, the sparring with Boots. Could be, could not be, but at the end of the day, it's sparring. Like, I really think people looking too much into this stuff. Is sparring is what happens in the sport, man. You spar, you get hit, you get bruised. That's just part of the game. That could have came from somebody we don't know. Could have came from Boots, it could have not. But the thing about boxing, for the most part, a lot of this stuff remains in the house and don't ever really get leaked out, especially when you got two big names in the sport. This type of information tends to come out later on after their careers are done. But Boots Ennis in the camp with Canelo Alvarez again. I don't see how why people now are beginning to pivot one way or the other in regards to their picks based on this information. I mean, I get it. They're both switch hitters, the ability to switch stances or what have you, but I just think they got two different ways about going about it. I think Crawford is a bit more aggressive when he fights. I think Boots is a little bit more swift of feet and athleticism. His ability to slip punches is probably a little bit on a different level. On a different level from Crawford. Crawford seems to me to be a little bit more tactically sound, and he has an excellent coach in Beaumont. Brian McIntyre, excellent coach. I think he's going to come in there with a game plan that, regardless of him being in there with Boots, the ability to switch stances is one thing, but can you deal with the game plan and the ring IQ of Terrence Crawford will be the question, which I think will make all of the difference. So I'm still sticking with my pick. Yeah, man, that's about it, man. Everybody got, everybody's all up in the raw about what's going on between Boots Ennis and Canelo, when they saying Boots is a sellout, man. Leave that all alone, man. But you already know what it is, man. This is the Parry, where we don't pull a duck, no punches. I'm gonna ask y'all again to please go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. You know what it is. This is Bomani UFG hitting y'all with another quick jab off the Parry. And until next time, be up out of here. Appreciate y'all.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.